One day this girl comes to her father and says, "Papa, here's your 6,000 rupees salary and quit this job." He says, "Hey crazy girl, what are you doing here? You should have been at home. How did you get here?" The girl says, "Papa, I am not going anywhere. Your salary is so low we cannot manage our household expenses with it. You just quit this job." Their boss hears all of this and tells his secretary, "Send this guard and his daughter to my cabin." The secretary comes to the guard and says, "You haven't taught your daughter any manners. She has come to the company and is behaving badly." The guard says, "Sorry madam, I will send her home right now." The secretary says, "No need. The boss heard everything you said and he has called both of you to his cabin." And the secretary tells the little girl, "When you go there, don't talk too much in front of the boss. Stay quiet." The secretary comes to the boss and says, "Sir, I have called the guard and his daughter. Now I will leave." The boss says, "No, you stay. I have another task for you." Meanwhile, the guard and his daughter arrive. The boss says to his secretary, "I heard outside that this guard's daughter was telling her father that your salary is 6,000 rupees and we cannot manage our household expenses with this. But all the guards working here have a salary of 12,000 rupees, not 6,000. So why was the girl saying that her father's salary is 6,000 rupees? Then he asks the guard, "How much is your salary?" Before the guard can answer, the security officer says, "Sir, when all the guards' salaries are 12,000 rupees, his salary is also 12,000 rupees. Maybe he gives only some money to his family, so his daughter doesn't know that his salary is 12,000 rupees, because poor people often keep some money separately for their own expenses. That's why she might have said this." The boss says to his secretary, "So that means you are paying this guard a salary of 12,000 rupees. Then he says to the girl, "Daughter, is it true that only 12,000 rupees salary comes into your house from your father?" The girl says, "No sir, only 6,000 rupees come into our house, and we cannot even manage our expenses properly with that." The girl's father tells her, "Be quiet." Then he says, "Sir, madam is right. My salary is 12,000 rupees. The secretary says, "See sir, I told you. I give him his full salary. He must be cutting some money from his salary for his own expenses." The boss says, "If you are giving him a salary of 12,000 rupees, then why does only 6,000 rupees reach his home? I will do one thing. I will check the system myself and see how much salary all the guards are actually receiving." The secretary says, "Sir, what is the need to check? This guard himself is saying that I give him a salary of 12,000 rupees." The boss says, "Wait, let me check." Then he checks the computer and says, "She is right. You are getting a salary of 12,000 rupees. Then why do you only give 6,000 rupees at home?" The secretary says, "Sir, poor people are like this. His daughter must be lying." The security guard says, "Enough madam. Until now you were calling me a liar and I stayed quiet. But don't call my daughter a liar." Then he says to his boss, "Sir, I will tell you everything truthfully. The truth is that for the last 6 months since I joined, this madam has only been giving me 6,000 rupees as salary. What she does with the remaining 6,000, you should ask her. But I only receive 6,000 rupees." The boss says, "If that was the case, why didn't you tell me?" The security guard says, "I was afraid that I might get fired from the job." The boss says, "The fault of my secretary is as much as yours because you did not tell me anything about this." Then he asks his secretary, "How much is your salary?" She says, 100,000. The boss says, "Was this salary not enough for you that you used to cut 6,000 rupees from his salary?" Then the boss says, "Whatever 6,000 rupees you deducted from their salaries, return all of that money to them from your salary next month, and also place your resignation letter on this table, because I am firing you." After that, the secretary leaves.